Hello, and welcome to this app tour for the Fellowship Baptist Church app. We like to do these app tours because there's so many things that can be done with a church app, and this helps to walk through everything so you don't miss something. So, for instance, I'm going to deep press. I'm pressing hard on my iPhone screen, and if I long press, obviously it lets me delete, but if I deep press like this, it lets me be able to see some additional options that I can do from the home screen on my device. So on Android, if you long press and just hold your finger on the app icon, it'll do this. But on iOS, if you deep press, it'll let you do this. And from here, you can dive into notes, calendar, or even take a photo using the app without ever even opening the app. It'll take you right into the app to do those things. But we don't want to do that because we want to see what a normal session of the app looks like. So I'm going to press the app icon and it will take me into the Fellowship Baptist Church app. So the app will first open to the home screen. So this screen shows some options that are only available from the home screen. And you can see at the bottom left corner of the screen is the home tab. So anytime you want to come back to the screen, you can press that tab. Some of these tiles that you see in the home screen will take us to different tabs at the bottom. Other ones will just take us to specific areas of the home section. But before we do any of that, the very first thing you're going to want to do when you install this app on your phone is use the paper airplane in the top right corner. So on an iOS device, it would have already asked you if you want to allow notifications. On Android, most likely you just automatically opt in unless you have a different setting on your phone. So then once you open the app, you're going to want to press that paper airplane, and this takes you to different options for push notifications. So you should see the allow notifications toggle on the right hand side is toggled on. If it's not, that means you told the app that it's not allowed to send notifications. If you have it toggled on, then below that you should see different options for notifications, including women's ministry, men's ministry, and youth ministry. So Fellowship Baptist Church has the ability to both send notifications to the entire church, and you'll get those if you have allow notifications toggled on, or they can target specific ministries like women's, men's, and youth ministry. If they target one of those specific ministries and you don't have the toggle on, then you will not receive those notifications. But this gives the church the ability to send a number of notifications a week, but only the ministries that want to get those will actually receive those. So only the people that toggle them on will get them. That way you're not sending 4 notifications out a week to the whole church when 3 of those are targeting a specific ministry. So make sure to come in here and toggle on the ministries that you want to get notifications about. All right, so with that taken care of, I'm going to press the back button in the top left corner, and that's going to take me back to the home section. So I'm just going to walk through these tiles here. So you can see on the left-hand side near the top is calendar. I'm going to press that, and that is going to take me into the Fellowship Baptist Church calendar. And you can see for each event, there's an add to calendar button and an information button. And the first thing you might be asking yourself is, why is there an add to calendar button when I'm already viewing the calendar? And the thing is, right now, you're viewing Fellowship Baptist Church's calendar. Add to calendar will add it to your device's calendar. So for instance, my wife and I my wife and I have our calendars synced up. So what I can do is I can come in here and quickly scroll through all of the events on the calendar and add all of the events that are relevant to me and my family to my personal calendar, and those will automatically sync to my wife's calendar. So then, in a matter of 1 or 2 minutes, probably less, I can quickly scroll through and add all of the events in the next few months to our calendars very easily and very quickly. And the thing is, many times your only option from, say, a church or a different calendar to sync is to sync the entire calendar. But there's a good chance a lot of the events on that calendar are not relevant to you. So this way I can choose the missionary meeting on December 22nd, press add to calendar, and you'll see it'll ask me the very first time I do it, it's going to ask me if I want to give the app permission to add it to my calendar. I press OK, and then it will add the event to my calendar. And then after that, for let's say worship service on December 23rd, I press add to calendar, and boom, it just adds it right away. I don't have to give permission this time. So quickly, I can just scroll through and in literally less than a minute, add the next few months' events that are relevant to me and my family. The other option is information. If there had been additional information for any of these events, I can press the information button. It will show that information. You can see there is no description for this. So there is no additional information. But if that additional information had, say, included a way to contact the person leading the event, had included a link to a website, or had included the ability to register, it will add additional things you can do from the information button. And if there is registration available, it will even add a registration button to the screen you're looking at right now, so you can quickly see which events have the ability to register. So that walks through everything that's available to do with the calendar. You can see at the bottom of the screen, the calendar tab is highlighted right now. So I'm going to go ahead and press the home tab, and that will take us back to home again. Below the calendar tile, you can see is bulletin. I'm going to go ahead and press that, and you'll see it'll take us to the weekly bulletin. It says updated on 12/16/2008, and this walks through the bulletin for Fellowship Baptist Church. So this is actually a newsletter that's sent out with MailChimp. So this way you can actually view this bulletin without ever having to subscribe if for any reason you don't want to subscribe. It just gives you easy access to the announcements and the bulletin at Fellowship Baptist Church. I'm going to go ahead and press the back button again, and then to the right of bulletin is notes, and this is a section we're very excited about. So I'm going to press the notes tile, and you can see at the top of the screen, it says touch any section to take a note. And the thing that makes this exciting is below that is this week's sermon outline. So this shows you the sermon notes that are written by Fellowship Baptist Church, but you can scroll through the sermon and you can take personal notes on any section of this sermon. So you can see for a series in place but not yet in position, I can touch that section of the notes and write, I love this series, and then press add, and you can see to the left of the series and theme, it added a note because that is a section that Fellowship Baptist Church has set up that someone can take a note on. So now I can scroll down to this Genesis passage and say, I love this passage from Genesis, and press add, and you can see now there's a little symbol to the left of the Genesis passage. If for some reason I decide I want to write something out about the series or the theme, I can go back up there, touch that section, and there are my notes for that section. So you can go back to any section and take additional notes. But you can see as I scroll through on the left-hand side, it's very obvious which parts of the sermon I have taken notes on. And then, even better, once the message is finished, I scroll down to the bottom where it says email sermon, and I can press that button, and it will bring up this week's sermon notes. So you can see right here, and you can see at the top it has the name of the sermon for the week, and then below that are the notes for this week. And you can see for the series and theme, it says personal note, I love this series. So the note I took is right next to the section I took it in. If I scroll down to Genesis, below the Genesis passages, I love this passage from Genesis. So it puts the notes that you take with the section you took them in, and now you can email those notes to yourself once the message is finished. The cool thing is we hear stories about people that will use this and they'll set up a folder in their email client like Gmail so that when they email these notes to themselves, they automatically go into that folder, and now they have their notes saved and they don't have to worry about losing the bulletin or the notes that they've taken. Also, you have unlimited space to take notes. You no longer have to worry about writing in the margins and running out of space. You can take as many notes as you want because you have unlimited space and they will come through in the email. One last thing is on the right side of the screen near the bottom, you can see a magnifying glass, one with a plus and one with a minus. And this gives you the ability to zoom that text way in or zoom that text way out. So it's really just making the font bigger or smaller, and the app will remember the setting that you use. So when you come back next week and look at the notes, the font size should be where you left it. So that walks through the notes and the power of the notes and how they can really help to enhance and help you engage with the service and the message. All right, so you can look at the bottom of the screen and you can see now the notes section is highlighted because when we pressed the notes tile, it took us into that tab. So we could have accessed that by pressing the tab. Just like if I press calendar at the bottom, it'll take me right to the calendar instead of having to go through the home section. So there's multiple ways to reach some of these areas. I'm going to go ahead and press the home tile, the bottom left, or the home tab, and now we're going to scroll this home section down. You can see on the left-hand side of the screen now, there's a Bible tile. If I press that, it'll take me right into the YouVersion Bible app into the Bible. Now, if I didn't have the YouVersion Bible app installed, this would have asked me if I wanted to install the YouVersion Bible app, and then it would have walked me through the steps to do so. And then the next time I press that tile after installing the YouVersion Bible app, it would take me right in just like what you saw happen there. You can also opt to not download the YouVersion Bible app, and it will show you a web view of the Bible within the app. But this is a far better way to read the Bible, is to download the YouVersion Bible app if you can. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Fellowship Baptist Church app, and then to the right of the Bible tile, you can see there's a tile called Camera. I'm going to go ahead and press that, and you're going to actually see the camera open, and you're going to see me. So be ready. Here we go. I'm going to flip it around, and there I am. Hey. So that's me. I'm going to go ahead and press in the bottom right corner, use photo. And you can see now it has the picture I just took, and at the bottom it says tap an image to add it to your picture. So and below that are a number of horizontally or a scrolling list of stickers that I can add. So you can see there's a logo, there's the word family, God bless, and I can touch any of these like so amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and touch that, and you can see it puts it into the picture and then tells me I can drag it around, and I can even scale it and put it wherever I want. So I could say, put this here, so amazing. And then let's use the we are FBC. So now it says we are FBC, so amazing. And now I've made this picture. So what I could do is I could make a picture like this, and then in the top right corner of the screen, you can see there's a share button. I'm going to go ahead and press that, and it will bring up different ways that I can share this picture. So I can press Facebook, and now my picture will be right here, ready to share in a Facebook post. So let's say, hey, Christmas is coming up. If I wanted to invite people to church, I could take a picture of me at church or in front of a Christmas tree and say, I can't wait to have you join me at the Christmas service at Fellowship Baptist Church. And I can use this as a way to encourage people to join me at church. Also, you can just use the stickers for any reason you want. It's a great way to integrate Fellowship Baptist Church branding into pictures you take and things that you can share. And you saw I shared on Facebook, but you can share it by email or through text or however you want. And this is just a really neat way that you can reach out to the community using the Fellowship Baptist Church app. So I'm going to go ahead and press the X in the top left corner of the screen, and that will take me back into the home section again. So below the camera option, you can see is a worship option. I'm going to go ahead and press that, and it's going to take me right into Fellowship Baptist Church's worship playlist. So this is on Spotify. You need to have the Spotify app to be able to listen to this, but you can have a free membership to the Spotify app, so you don't have to pay anything, and you can have access to Fellowship Baptist Church's worship playlist. And you can see below the shuffle play button are some of the songs on there, but you can go ahead and press shuffle play and just start listening right away. If you don't have Spotify installed, just like with the Bible button, which would walk you through the steps to download YouVersion, you have the ability to, it will walk you through the steps to download Spotify if you want to do that. So then you could press shuffle play, it would start playing the worship playlist, and then you can just go back, and then you can be inside of the Fellowship Baptist Church app listening to the worship playlist for Fellowship Baptist Church, which is a pretty cool way to listen to worship while also being able to use the app. Next up, I'm going to scroll down, and you can see the bottom two tiles are giving and resources. If I press giving, it will take me to the different ways that you can give to Fellowship Baptist Church. So you can see the top option is digital giving. If you touch anywhere in that area, it will take you to where you can give digitally to Fellowship Baptist Church, and below that gives you an address where you can mail a check if you want to do that instead. And you can see at the bottom right corner now, we're in the give section. So instead of going back home and pressing the resources tile, I can just go ahead and press the resources tab at the bottom right next to give. And that's what I'll do. And it will take me into the resources section. And these are a number of ways that you can interact with Fellowship Baptist Church, but also a few other resources you can use from Fellowship Baptist Church. So first of all, I'm going to scroll to the bottom and just show different ways that you can interact with Fellowship Baptist Church, like calling. You can visit the website, you can email the church, you can get directions to the church, you can view the church on Facebook, which will take you right to their page on Facebook. You can send an email, you can send a private email to our private prayer request through an email to Fellowship Baptist Church. And the reason I'm so specific about private and email is because there's other ways you can handle prayer, which we'll talk about in a second. But that bottom option lets you do it privately. Below that is an About Us page where you can just find out more about Fellowship Baptist Church. And last of all, at the very bottom is member giving if you have a login and want to access giving that way. So now I'm going to scroll back up to the top and talk about a few extra neat things you can do. First of all, the third option, Past Sermon Notes, gives you access to sermon notes from previous weeks. if you just want to read those sermon notes. The top option is email invite, and this is only available on iPhone and iPad. I'm going to go ahead and press that, and you'll see it actually brings up a very nicely formatted email that you can send to someone. And the reason for this is you could run into someone, let's say you're at Walmart or wherever you go, you run into someone and you're like, oh man, you should visit Fellowship Baptist Church. The hard thing is, what's the next step? How do you get the information into their hands that you want to get them? And what this is this gives you the easiest next step possible. All you do is pull out the Fellowship Baptist Church app, go to the email invite, and you can say, hey, what's your email address? I'll get you all the info with this email. And you send the email to them, press send, and then it sends them this email that was designed by Fellowship Baptist Church. And you can see it even has a link to the website, which is clickable from the email, and details about what to expect, service times, worship, and where and when. So this is a great next step for getting someone details about Fellowship Baptist Church. I'm going to go ahead and press the cancel button in the top left corner, and this will take me back into resources where we'll talk about the final thing in the app, and that's the prayer wall. I'm going to press prayer wall, and this will take me in to the prayer wall for Fellowship Baptist Church. So this shows you a list of the prayer requests that have already been posted. You can see in the top right corner of any of those requests is the date it was posted on. So Maurice posted on December 21st, then going down to December 18th, December 18th, December 16th. Now there's a number of additional things here. You can see not only is there the name of the person that posted it and a short two-line just like truncated description of what that prayer request is, but to the left of that you can see the word request. If I scroll to the bottom here, you'll see the very bottom post from Jimmy is a praise. So you can see if it's a prayer request or praise just by looking at the left hand side as you're scrolling through. Let's look at Jimmy's praise. If I press the text, the very excited to have a prayer wall, if I touch that, it will bring up all of what Jimmy wrote, as well as below that, the replies to that prayer request. Notice right below what Jimmy wrote, there's a heart, there's a speech bubble, and an exclamation mark. The speech bubble and the number next to it indicates the number of replies. You can see it says 3: speech bubble, and there you can see we have 3 replies from Jeremy Holt, Sarah R., and Donna. If I wanted to reply saying how excited I am about the prayer wall, I can press that speech bubble right here, and it will take me into where I can type my name, or if you just want to type anonymous, you can type whatever you want. Now, if I suddenly realize, you know what, I think I mistyped my name, the easy way to get back to that is at the top, you can see where it says personal information. If I touch that, it'll take me right back to where I can see, oh, no, I typed my name correctly, and I can press next. So now I can just type my message saying, I love this prayer wall. And you can even use emoji. You can see in the bottom left corner is my emoji button on iOS, and I can press all my celebratory buttons and press submit reply. And boom, there's my reply at the bottom of the list with the date it is today. And notice now that speech bubble turned blue, and that's the indication to me that now I have replied. So if I press the back button in the top left corner, you can see now the button here is blue as well, and I could press that button as well if I want to reply. Also, I've been very busy. We have a lot lined up for the holidays. That second to the bottom prayer request from John, if I want to indicate I'm praying, but I have nothing to say in response, I just want to let John know I'm praying, I can press the heart, and now you can see it turn blue and the number turned up to 2. So for Jimmy's prayer request, you can see the number of replies turned up to 4. For John's prayer request, the number of hearts turned up to 2 because I just let John know I'm praying. Now you can know that every single one, like every number over there, actually counts for a person, because if I try to press that heart again, it says I'm already praying. So someone can't just sit here and press the button over and over and over again, and then you're wondering, wait, did 5 people pray, or did the same person just say they're praying 5 times? No, the number next to that heart indicates every person that has said they're praying from the prayer wall. So it's a really neat way to indicate that people are praying. And you can see if I scroll to the top, people at Fellowship Baptist Church are using the prayer wall, and people are indicating they're praying and are replying, which is pretty neat. One thing we knew when we designed this prayer wall was that we didn't want the church to have to worry about always monitoring the prayer wall. So what we've done is on the right side of each prayer request, you can see there's a warning button or an exclamation mark. If there's anything in a prayer request that's inappropriate, you can come in here and push that button, and it will let you flag it as inappropriate. If three different people flag a prayer request as inappropriate, it will delete the prayer request automatically. And this makes it so the church can moderate the prayer wall instead of making it so staff has to moderate the prayer wall. So this is a neat way that it functions. So if you see anything that you don't like, whether here or if I go into a prayer, you can see the buttons there as well for the replies, then you can mark that, and you can only mark it once, just so you can just like you can only mark that you're praying once, but it's a way that you can mark that something is inappropriate if for any reason that ever happens. Last of all, how do you make a prayer request? In the top right corner, you can see there's a pencil writing on paper. I'm going to press that, and it will take me to where I start making a prayer request. So I can press the praise report button. I can enter my name. And just like before, at the top there, you have prayer type, personal information, prayer details. If for any reason I decide, oh wait, I think I pressed the prayer type wrong, I can press prayer type again, and it'll take me right back to that step. Oh, yep, praise report, there's my name, it remembered it. And then I can start typing out my prayer request and press submit prayer. And then if I did that, it would show up right here, ready to go. So that walks through everything with the prayer wall. This is such a neat way to support each other, to share things going on in your life, and we love the power of this and the way we see churches using it. So that walked through everything you can do with the Fellowship Baptist Church app. So last of all, I want to talk about one thing that wouldn't be very obvious but is available for iPhone and iPad users. So I'm going to go ahead and back out of the app and go over here to iMessage. So this is just your standard texting app on iPhone and iPad. Nothing special, the standard texting app. But if you're using iOS 11 or iOS 12, at the bottom of the screen you have this stickers here. Maybe you didn't even know what these were for. But when you get the Fellowship Baptist Church app, you now have access to the Fellowship Baptist Church app stickers. And you can see the FBC at the bottom there. If I press that, here are the stickers, and I can use these right in iMessage. So if I want, I can, I'm texting with my wife right now, so if I want, I can hold my finger on family and drag it up here and add it into my text with her, and it shows up on her end. Also, if you don't want to actually do it that way, I could just tap a sticker and then just send it that way. So this walked through everything you can do with the Fellowship Baptist Church app. If you have any questions about what's possible with the FaithLink app, please visit our website at faithlinkapps.com. Have a great day.